What is going on, guys? It is your role model of the IWC Gamers Goon here today with the Fight for the Fallen review. I told you yesterday when I did my preview and predictions that I would be reviewing it here on Thursday, and I actually am recording this on Thursday. It's 1:47 a.m. Like to get my recordings done later at night because it's when a lot of the house is quiet. So let's get right into it. Let's start off with the match that started off the show. The match I said I was looking forward to. The match that I said at the end of the night we're going to sit there and be able to say this kid proved himself. Sonny Kiss did exactly that. Did exactly what I said Sonny Kiss would do in terms of proving that Sonny Kiss can hang with the big leagues in Cody. This match went about 15 minutes, went around the 7:15 mark, and Sonny Kiss got a great entrance. Cody, obviously the normal Cody entrance, but Sonny Kiss, first really big television match, got the pay-per-view type of entrance, came in with the cheerleaders, was able to dance, come into the ring, do what Sonny Kiss did last year at Fight for the Fallen, I believe it was. Because he had the Jacksonville cheerleaders with him, so it would have been Fight for the Fallen last year. Sonny Kiss coming on in, the grand entrance for Sonny Kiss, and then Sonny Kiss was able to put on a very good match with Cody. It wasn't Cody's best match by any means. I'm not going to sit here and tell you this match was great, but I will tell you one thing. Cody made Sonny Kiss look like Sonny Kiss belonged in the spot, in the mid-card, in the Workhorse Championship. Obviously, Cody's making it look like a Workhorse Championship, and Sonny Kiss fits right alongside Cody and what he's doing with that TNT Championship. I could see another match possibly coming because this match was a very resilient match from Sonny Kiss. Sonny Kiss was not willing to give up. Sonny Kiss was just refusing to die, to go away, to get pinned on multiple attempts. Cody even went to the point of exposing the turnbuckle, trying to get Sonny Kiss to go into that. Sonny Kiss ended up not going into it, tried to roll up Cody, which didn't work, obviously. And then Cody out of nowhere hits the crossroads. Sonny Kiss sold it to perfection. I could see this match happening again, but it took Cody a lot to win this match. Cody had to dig into a place that you don't really see him dig into that often, where he kind of gets this more aggressive side. I mean, we see the wrestler Cody, but we never see Cody really hit that gear where he's willing to cheat or willing to maybe inflict some damage with a turnbuckle. We don't really see that at Cody. He's more of a good guy. For Sonny Kiss to be able to push Cody to the limits, I think that speaks a lot to what Sonny Kiss can do. And I think they are going to start bringing Sonny Kiss into the picture more than they have been. I tweeted it out right after this match. This is the most stock Sonny Kiss has had since the start of AEW. Sonny Kiss could easily get elevated into a newer position, whether it be in the tag team title picture with Janela, whether it be still getting maybe another TNT Championship match down the line. Obviously not World Championship material just yet, maybe in the future if things align properly, but as of right now, I think what you got to do is you got to build Sonny Kiss up on weekly television. You got to get Sonny Kiss some of these important wins, maybe against a Kip Sabian, maybe one week, somebody that has a notable name behind him, and that it's actually on the weekly show of Dynamite rather than Dark. So I think that's what needs to be done with Sonny Kiss. I think Sonny Kiss obviously proved that Sonny Kiss can still hang with the bigger talent, the bigger names. Because if you look at the difference between these guys, Sonny Kiss is not on the same level as Cody in terms of star power. But in this match, I was convinced that they were very similar. Cody ended up winning the match, as I said, with the Crossroads, and then after the match, we had a sign of respect between Cody and Sonny Kiss. Next, we actually got into my match that I was looking forward to the most, FTR versus the Lucha Bros. A very good tag team match between the two. What did you expect between these guys? FTR finally getting the shackles taken off, finally getting to do what FTR has been wanting to do, and that's just do their type of wrestling the way they want to. And then the Lucha Bros. Like I said, they're an inspirational team. They're innovative. I don't know what else you can really do and speak about them as a group. But they were phenomenal. Match really good. What the big part about this match, and the part that I want to really hone in on, focus on, was the ending. It made sense. And one of my friends on Twitter and was asking me, saying, well, why would you have the Young Bucks get pinned by the Lucha Bros last week if you just plan on having the FTR beat the Lucha Bros this week? Because you gotta set that match up for this week. And the only way you're going to do that is if you have the Young Bucks lose, because you're not going to have the FTR guys lose. That's not going to happen. They're not getting beat until, and I don't even know when they're going to get beat. I was going to say All Out, but they're winning it All Out. They're beating the Young Bucks when they face the Young Bucks. That's going to happen eventually, and it's going to be them winning. As for the Lucha Bros, I don't know why necessarily they were put in this position. Maybe, I mean, I understand it. You want to get the big match out of the way because we know how great this match is. But it's just, I guess it's just the viewers' taste, whether or not they like it. And for me, I thought this match was really solid. Obviously, the ending in the match with, I believe, who was it at the end? Was it Dax or Cash? Yeah, Dax was the one inside, and Dax ended up ripping off Rey Fenix's mask at the end. Rey Fenix, obviously coming from that luchador style from Mexico, the mask is something that a lot of people hold in high regard. It's like a sign of respect, to just honor the mask. And when you take off the mask, that's the ultimate sign of disrespect in Mexican wrestling, in the lucha libre style, and that's the kind of style these guys come from. So obviously, Rey Fenix grabbing his face allows Dax to end up getting the roll up, then doesn't even go really to what am I trying to say? They don't really buffer it. They just get out of there. But then the Butcher and the Blade come on over. They're standing at the FTR truck, and that's where things get interesting, because the Young Bucks come from behind them, super kick them, grab the truck keys, give them to Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler. And Kenny Omega comes out to kind of celebrate with, to kind of offer peace to these guys. He hands them a beer, and what do these guys do? Dax and Cash take that beer, they pour it all over Kenny's head, and they walk on out. They go ride in that nice truck, and they go on home. That to me was amazing. Not only did they show the ultimate disrespect in order to win against the Lucha Bros, they also showed the ultimate disrespect by pouring beer onto Kenny. And we all know Kenny's not a beer drinker. He's a milk drinker. Kenny Omega is not really into the alcohol scene. So he likes to stay away from that type of stuff, and for them to pour beer on him is another sign of ultimate disrespect. So obviously we're seeing the cracks being formed for Dax Harwood and the Young Bucks, or Dax and Cash versus the Young Bucks, coming soon. So that will eventually happen sooner rather than later. It's going to be it all out, if you ask me. But it was definitely a very good night for the FTR guys. They established themselves as really not caring about how people feel. It's great. Next, we had another great segment on this show. We had Le Champion, Y2J, Chris Lego Jericho, coming on out with his guys, his boys in the inner circle, Jake Hager, Santana, and Ortiz. Who was it? Hager and Jericho were carrying the orange juice. Ortiz had a flask, and Santana wasn't holding anything. But they came on out, and Jericho really comes out just bragging about how he beat Cassidy in the main event and how he gave him a fight. And the fun thing part, he says, and you know what? We also won the ratings war. We won the key demo. We had the 18 to 49 demographic. And Jericho's never lost in the key demo. Playing up on that. And then he says he understands that he's a draw. He draws the money. And then he knows the network wants a rematch between him and Cassidy. The sponsors want the rematch. Everybody wants this rematch, even the fans. But Mr. Jericho says, forget it. Orange Cassidy's never gonna get another shot at Le Champion, at Le GOAT, Chris Jericho. Never. But he does congratulate Orange Cassidy on main eventing in last week's show. And then he says, you know, let's take a cheers for Orange Cassidy's dead career. Take a drink. Then they start pouring the orange juice on the arena, or on the ring floor. And then we hear the Orange Cassidy music comes out. Orange Cassidy comes on out. Orange Cassidy is sitting there, and Jericho obviously just doing the normal Jericho thing where he's talking, he's running up, you're lazy, you're this, you're that, you're entitled. And Orange Cassidy, the only thing this man does is this. He puts a thumbs up, then he goes thumbs down, and orange juice falls from the ceiling onto the inner circle. And this entire time, you hear Jericho just sitting there, you're gonna get it, Orange Cassidy, you're gonna get it. And then they throw Jericho a towel. He starts wiping himself off with a towel, and then he realizes it's an Orange Cassidy towel. And Jericho is very upset about this. So we are on another collision course with Orange Cassidy and Chris Jericho. I can't wait for it. Jericho then joined commentary for the rest of the night, and throughout commentary told everybody how they're just gonna get it. Next we had the Jurassic Express guys going against the Elite. Jurassic Express before this were kind of clowning Jericho, and he said Marco Stunt and Jungle Boy were gonna get it from him. Now, I do want to mention this. This match between the Jurassic Express and the Elite was the best match of the night by far. What happened in this match was absolutely spectacular. Absolutely spectacular. I can't even go over everything that did happen in this match. Marco Stunt looked great in this match. Jungle Boy kind of scouted out the Young Bucks and was able to counter some moves. Then obviously Luchasaurus looked great. Marco Stunt doing his dancing and then getting kicked by Nick Jackson. Just everything about this match. Kenny Omega hitting about 4 to 5 V-triggers at the end. Everything about this match was just chaotic. It was one of those fun matches. There was even a Canadian driver at one point. Who was, I think Marco hit it onto Nick or Matt Jackson, one or the other. I really don't remember who exactly it was. Is there... Yeah, I can't find who it was, but it was a very good spot. It was a very good spot. With Marco's stunt there, so it was a very fun spot. It kind of reminded me of last week's spot with Ray Phoenix, obviously, but it was very good. It was very good. Match was the match of the night by far, and then at the end of the match, none other than your boy Kenny Omega picking up the victory over Marco's stunt after hitting a V-trigger and a one-winged angel onto Marco's stunt. Very solid match there. But we're starting to see Kenny Omega break. Because after this match, we have Kenny Omega losing it for about a split second. And he starts attacking Marco's stunt even though they've already won. And the Young Bucks had to stop Kenny. The Young Bucks had to pull away Kenny. The cleaner Kenny Omega is this close to coming on to AEW. He's not gonna, it's probably going to be after All Out, if I'm gonna be honest with you. It's gonna come out when there's the cleaner Omega is gonna come out when we finally see those cracks being formed with Hangman and Omega. I can't wait to see just what the cleaner Omega will be able to do in AEW. Next, we have the Nightmare Sisters, obviously coming out with Dusty Rhodes. They would go against Kenzie Page and MJ Jenkins. There's not much to talk about here. The Nightmare Sisters obviously pick up the win. Now they're 4-0. First time winning on Dynamite. Obviously, they've been over on Dark. Not a big fan of the duo here of Allie and Brandy. I'm not a big fan of the storyline. Obviously, there was some storyline as to why this happens or why this is happening. But just at the end of the day, I really don't care about this storyline. I really don't think it's going to be anything that anybody's going to go out of their way and go look at on YouTube, or maybe be the match that they're going to sit there and say, you know what, I'm going to buy this pay-per-view because of this match. I don't think it's something like that. But obviously, Nightmare Sisters ended up picking the win. Don't really need to dive too deep into that. Then next, we have Nyla Rose coming on out, and Dasha Fuentes asks her, you know what, we want to know, who is your manager? And then she said, you know what, I don't owe you anything. Matter of fact, Dasha, I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to have her come on and tell you herself. And then we hear the horrible music. The horrible music that incites the presence of Vicky Guerrero. Now, I do understand that a lot of people think this is a good pairing because of Vicky Guerrero's ability to be a mouthpiece. I understand that. I understand liking an annoying mouthpiece. I like Malcolm Bivens in NXT. A lot of people might not find him to be the best. I like Robert Stone. But Vicky Guerrero is somebody that I've always just absolutely could not stand. I don't know what it is. She's just the most annoying person to ever be speaking. And I hate the fact that she's the manager for Nyla Rose. I expected it to be maybe an Awesome Kong. It'd be cool to see an Awesome Kong. And I understand Vicky Guerrero, obviously, it has the experience of being a manager, has the experience of knowing the business. And she could be a decent coach for Nia. The problem for me, though, is I just hate everything that just comes from the Vicky Guerrero character. The excuse me. I can't stand that. And I think that's a good thing, and I also think that's a bad thing. Obviously, you want to play your role properly, and obviously she is a heel. So that's good that I don't like her. But on the other hand, I'm just annoyed every time she ever speaks. Just because of how annoying it is to hear, excuse me, excuse. Oh, it's bringing back nightmares. It's honestly bringing back nightmares. I can't stand Vicky Guerrero. I'm sure she's a great woman, but the character she plays is the most annoying thing, and I can't stand it. So I could have went without having Vicky Guerrero being the her manager, and I kind of like those annoying guys, like a Robert Stone and like Malcolm Bivens. But for me, this is too much. Vicky Guerrero is on the next level of being annoying. She's mastered it to perfection. Um, I I guess it'll be interesting to see where Nyla goes. I think Nyla will obviously end up back with the championship. I don't know if it's going to be soon, but she will have that championship back on her waist eventually. Next and last, and certainly not least, we have the FTW champion Brian Cage going one-on-one with the Mox Man, your boy, my boy, the AEW World Champion, Mr. John Moxley. And John Moxley before this match says, you know what? I don't need to beat Brian Cage. What I'm going to do, actually, because you said I'm not going to hit a paradigm shift, I'm just going to rip his bicep back off, because he had surgery 5 months ago on that bicep. And Taz, obviously, he's kind of downplaying. Oh, he's a machine. He 5 months ago was nothing. He's a machine. This is a different Brian Cage. We get into the match, and it's a pretty solid match, showing off what Cage can actually do, not against enhancement talent, but what Cage can do as a wrestler. We get to see some of his athleticism come to fruition. We get to see some of his strength come in. He kicked out of a weak paradigm shift because he didn't get all of it because of how big Brian Cage is with his shoulders. That was the storyline being played. But as I said in my preview and predictions, the only preview and predictions you should be watching because I was right, I expected Taz to throw in the towel for Brian Cage because you can't have Brian Cage lose and you can't have John Moxley lose. So why don't we put this one on Taz? This makes Taz look bad. Brian Cage can come back and blame him, say, you know what? I was going to let him break my arm because I knew at the end of the night I was still going to beat him. We're going to get another match with these two. I don't know when it's going to be, but it was too soon for this match, and they found the perfect way out with Taz throwing in the towel. I'm glad they went that route because I couldn't pick between these two guys. I love both of them. I didn't think either of them should be in losing position. And then to conclude the show, the lights go out as Brian Cage is kind of upset that Taz threw in the towel. The lights come back on. Darby Allin attacks Brian Cage to end the show. Brian Cage goes on off. Taz and the refs are holding him back from going back into Darby and Moxley. And the end of the show is Moxley and Darby going for a fist bump together. That's a match I want to see down the line. Imagine how good that match will be between Moxley and Darby. Anyways, I'm going to get on out of here. Make sure, as always, you do go follow the Twitter. You would have seen some of those initial reactions over on the game. On Twitter, it's GamersGoonYT. On Instagram, it's thegoongameryt over on Instagram. Make sure you guys go over to the social medias and follow there if you haven't done that already. And if you have done that, please like and subscribe to this video. Make sure you click the thumbs up. Make sure you share it with any of your buddies you think might like what I do here on my channel. And then obviously, just ring that notification bell for when we do come back with some more videos. As you guys know, I'm going to be watching Slammiversary later this week. That prediction video is coming out on Friday. So be prepared for that. And then on top of that, we got Extreme Rules predictions coming out on Saturday. And then Sunday morning, we have Slammiversary review coming out. And then after that, we have the Extreme Rules review coming out. So, busy week. We have about 4 more uploads. My preview and predictions videos are already filmed for both Extreme Rules and Slammiversary, so I do want to put that out there, but my reviews obviously will be taking place after the shows, as that's the only way you can review a show. Anyways, I will be seeing you guys tomorrow in my I'm recording this on a Thursday. Yes, I'll be seeing you tomorrow on my Slammiversary review. Or preview. Sorry, it's 2 a.m. I need to get some sleep. Anyways, I'm gonna be out of here. For right now, it's been your role model, Gamer's Goon, and I'll be seeing you guys next time.